Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Variable Barricade. Alright, last episode, we had a long chapter last episode, the barbecue panic episode. So yeah, with that title, you know that little get-together was not going to go smoothly, definitely. But actually there was some growth with Hibari. She actually had fun. Or she was like disappointed when the fun had to all end and like the panic began, like almost lighting the whole house on fire. But yeah, nothing too romantic, obviously, just very casual. Kind of weird to think, like, just like dating 4 guys at once. Wouldn't it be like awkward for like the guys? It's like, oh, I'm just like interacting with these like other men and we're like competing for the same woman. But they all seem friendly in this, like, fantasy land. Anywho, we got, like, a little branch here. Looks like they're, would be, like, side stories? Like, when I met Kasuga. So, the guide says to do this one first, but I think we're, like, gonna do both of them. I don't think it's, like, one or the other. I think you can just do everything on the board. Alright, let's start with this one. Might be a little short story. I felt desperately alone when I was a young child. Then I met Kasuga. Some backstories. Play this event. I had no memory of anything before the age of 5. Oh, okay, this is like Hibari's. Is she like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, she was orphaned. Her parents, she said, like, apparently died. It's kind of odd that they just say, like, apparently. Like, oh, maybe Hibari didn't, like, see them die, but maybe, like, narratively they're dead. That's what Grandpa said. I was told that I lost my memory due to the shock of learning about my parents' death. It all sounded like someone else's story, and the thought of it didn't make me feel anything in particular. I didn't have enough memories to give me a reason to grieve, even if I wanted to. I mean, at the age of 5, you're, like, kind of don't know what's going on. Or like gravity. Oh, got young Hibari with the evil bunny plush, the pirate bunny. My memories begin when I was about 5 years old. I was living at the Kamakura family estate. I was all alone in a giant, dim, unfamiliar house. It was kind of hard for her to adjust. Probably had like a normal life before that. Like her father eloped with a commoner woman, and yeah, they probably just had a normal life, and now she has to act totally different in this like high-esteemed Tojo house. I sat there in a daze, not even sure why I was there. I was told my father and mother were no longer with us, and that from now on, this place was my home. I was going to be the Tojo heir, and I would have to receive the necessary education for that. I grow up too fast. How long are you going to sit there? Right, that's Grandpa silhouette. The man who claimed to be my grandfather was just a stranger to me then. Even when this man took me in and told me I was his family, I still didn't understand. Doesn't seem like you've been eating. Aren't you hungry? His face was stern and scary. Rather than become attached to him, I feared him and cried every time he came near me. I couldn't believe that he was on my side. Oh, Servant A. They don't even have any faces. Miss, would you like to go outside for a bit? Servant B. Miss, would you like some sweets? Miss, it's time for your nap. Miss, is there anything I can get you? Wow, four servants, Servant D. It's like, I guess they all come and go, and it doesn't even remember them. Everything all those unfamiliar adults said to me seemed kind. However, it's no use. Once again, she didn't respond to anything I said. What a handful. What should we do? We'll get reprimanded if she doesn't eat. I can't tell if she's even listening because she won't respond. What are we supposed to do? She's the only heir to the Tojo family. We've got to cozy up to her while we still can. Oh god. Right in earshot. Their intentions were crystal clear to me, even at that young age, so I didn't want to get close to them. They had a hard time dealing with my unresponsiveness, and they stopped approaching me before long. And so, I remained in solitude. I was all alone for a long time. And what a nice family! All these, like, nice servants. I guess he couldn't get some, like, a caring help. It was like, I don't know, I guess, like, money to them. Money and prestige for, like, serving, I don't know if they have, like, nobility. I don't think they have nobility in Japan anymore. I couldn't trust anyone, and I couldn't rely on anyone. I eventually got tired of crying, got used to the situation I was in, and started my education as the heir. And forced to grow up way too fast. In the midst of my busy life, I began to aspire to be the perfect noble lady. Hibari Tojo. All those servants trying to brown nose and didn't work. Yeah, the kids are a lot more perceptive than, like, people give them credit for. I guess it also depends on the person, though, and the kid. By that time, I think I had already made up my mind that I was going to fight my battles alone in this house. One day, after 4 years of living in solitude, a person came to me soon after I turned 9 years old. Oh, it's a young Kasuga. Oh, yes. Young guys, he's like been with each other forever. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Miss Hibari. Please call me Kasuga. As of today, I shall care for you and serve you in all ways. I am absolutely your ally, Miss Hibari. I shall always be by your side, and I will protect you from everything. His arrival brought an end to my solitude. Also kind of like child labor butler. Maybe he's like receiving a free education in exchange. Was I dreaming? I walked into the living room and saw the boys waiting for me, noisy as ever. Good morning, my sweet darling. I made breakfast for you today. I even prepared a delicious dessert, too. Good morning, Hibari. Today's another perfect day for a run. Oh, how about we play some tennis when you get home? Go play fetch. Morning, Hibari. The flowers in the courtyard look gorgeous. What's wrong? You don't look so good. I looked away in an attempt to avoid Shion's intense gaze. Nothing's wrong. That ain't what your sourpuss face says. Thanks, Taiga. I told you I'm fine. Nayuta smiled anxiously, probably in response to my strained voice. Anyways, how about we have breakfast? I'm sure you'll feel better after some food. Yeah, good idea. My cooking will bring a smile to your face. I have to leave for school already. I'm a little cold. She's hot and then she's cold. I left the living room, though the boys looked like they still had more to say. I didn't know why, but I just wasn't interested. I tried to respond to what they said, but some part of my mind refused to do so. Maybe she's like remembering back to her childhood, like all those adults just trying to cozy up to her, and now these like 4 guys that she like barely knows are just trying to cozy up to her. It just seems very superficial, and like, what do they have to gain? Discomfort and frustration that I couldn't act normally surged through my mind. I closed the front door, my head still in a fog. Kasuga heard the sound and stopped preparing the car to look at me. It is not a little early. Is it not a little early to leave for school? It's fine. Let's just go now. Skipping breakfast again, Hibari. Did you get into another fight with them? It's nothing like that. I just remembered that I have something to do. I see. Yeah. I was relieved when Kasuga didn't ask any more questions. But seriously, nothing even happened. Thank you for your patience. Please, have a seat. Thank you. Have a good day. Your fancy car, driving to school, don't even have to take the bus. I waited until Kasuga was out of sight before letting out the breath I'd been holding. I knew that alone wouldn't get rid of the feeling in my chest, but I couldn't help myself. The bright sunlight shining through the window exacerbated the pain in my chest. It was all because of that dream. That dream I had, that's why I was out of sorts. I didn't want to be around anyone when I felt like this. Especially the boys. Oh, good day, Hibari. Oh, good morning. I managed to give some semblance of a smile, but Tsumugi frowned at my expression. Did something happen? No, it's just a headache, that's all. Really? Yeah. Tsumugi opened her mouth to say something, but closed it again. She then smiled gently instead. Just let me know if you need anything, okay? Alright. I'm sorry, Tsumugi. I wasn't confident I could clearly explain it. I knew it was my own problem, but I couldn't even articulate it to myself. So, I'm sorry. I lowered my gaze and sighed softly. After coming home, I made sure to look away from the boys as they waited for me by the door and went directly to my room. I moved quickly like I was running away. One step forward, one step back. I lay down on the couch feeling insecure and miserable. I definitely wasn't leaving my room again today. I didn't want to go out feeling like this. I was sure I'd make anyone I talked to feel uncomfortable. And I despised myself for it. This is a sad episode. I'd hate that. It'd be stressful and miserable. My whole body cringed as I imagined it in all its awfulness. So, until I settled down. Hearing a knock, I looked over and saw Kasuga quietly enter through the partially open door. I pretended not to notice him and pressed my face to my knees. How are we feeling? He spoke like he was trying to soothe the child. I shook my head. No. I could feel his gaze coming from right next to me. I knew even though I couldn't see his face. Whenever Kasuga set out to listen to me, he always gave me his full attention. No, he never gives up. I slowly looked up from my knees, and Kasuga was smiling at me, just as I thought he'd be. I swallowed as I tried to push down the painful thoughts, and slowly started to speak. So, yes? This morning I had a dream about when I was little. It was about after I came to the Tojo estate. Up until I met you, and all sorts of things. That's all. It's nothing, really. I've just been in a daze because of thinking about that time in my life. Kasuga's eyes widened for a moment as I stumbled to explain, and then he quickly smiled. I see. Yeah, so I just need a little time to myself, and I'll be right as rain soon. My voice suddenly began to tremble, so I immediately stopped speaking. I needed to be alone right now. Oh, I'm about to cry. That's what I kept telling myself. Then something gently touched my hand. It was warm, soft, and kind. It took a moment for me to realize that it was Kasuga's palm. Please talk to me. You can take all the time you need. We spent all that time together, just you and I, right? I feel bad for Kasuga. Like, you had to play Hibari's parent. like Hibari needed parents. I mean, like, he turned out to be a really good friend, but I almost feel like he's kind of like her mom. In some situations, I do kind of like ship her and the butler together. Because it seems like they have a very tight-knit relationship, but it's like super tight-knit that it's like family. So like, I guess that ship won't sail because I don't think he's an option unless he's the true ending. Maybe Kasuga is the true ending. What was that, like? That one anime. What was that, like Hana Sekiro? Like the dad arranged like a bunch of like three guys, three high profile guys, and then she ends up going for like a completely different one, the one that was like with her since childhood. All right, anyway, please talk to me. You can take all the time you need. We spent all that time together, just you and I, right? Kasuga's playful tone and subtle warmth allowed me to open up a bit. He's like so mature, like he's like pretty close to Hibari's age. Yes, he has to be strong for her. I didn't remember anything in particular. Just those feelings of anxiety and loneliness. They all came rushing back to me. It was so long ago now. I had shoved away my own misery and ignored it. When we first met, you certainly never spoke or smiled. You were so obstinate that it was hard to believe you were 9 years old. All I thought about was how I could make you smile. Though not much has changed in that regard, of course. When Kasuga said that and smiled at me, I felt like I could see my younger self reflected in his eyes, which made me uneasy. I mean, I was afraid of everyone around me at that time. I thought you were another enemy. An enemy, huh? Kasuga spit out the words like I caught him off guard. You know what I mean. I don't feel that way anymore, though. Yes, I'm honored you no longer think of me as an enemy. I can always honor guard, jeez. Kasuga gently patted my hand in an attempt to calm me after I turned away from him. You and I have built our friendship slowly over a long period of time. That's why there are some things that only I can see through. I think something triggered your dream. Perhaps someone said something to you. Perhaps someone said something, huh? The answer came to me in a flash, taking my breath away. Something definitely came to mind. But I was afraid that if I said it out loud, I'd have to face it. I remained silent and Kasuga grinned at me. Confess. The oppressive silence made me sigh, then speak. When I met with grandfather, he told me that the boys have something I don't have. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. Do you know what it is, Kasuga? I fixed my gaze on him, and he tilted his head slightly to the side. Well, yes, I can certainly think of a few things that could use more effort on your part. For example, you should make improving your communication skills a top priority. Ugh. And you are too self-conscious about your poor pronunciation of foreign languages, and then... That's not what I meant. Are the other boys, like, studying foreign languages? What? I mean, like, she was raised to be a perfectionist. Kasuga smiled with amusement at my displeasure. I jest, of course. However, what you need to understand before you continue this line of thought is that there is no such thing as a perfect person. That includes the master. Therefore, it is only natural that even you would have shortcomings, Miss Hibari. Of course, if Master says so, then the gentleman must have some redeeming features. And like Kasuga doesn't even know. It's just like, well, your grandpa said so I guess. That does not mean I think you are inferior to them. Not in the least bit. Most certainly not. His strong assurance mildly alarmed me, so I couldn't say anything back. You have spent every day working to improve yourself, Miss Hibari, and make up for your weaknesses. I've been closer to you than anyone, so you know what I say is true. And besides, have you forgotten who raised you to be who you are today? I asked Kasuga, our mother. Kasuga's smile brimmed with confidence, and I was momentarily stunned. Then I burst out laughing. Oh, come on, what are you saying? That makes it sound like I'm hopeless without you. Am I wrong? Do I not support you, Miss Hibari? It's reassuring to hear you say so. Kasuga threw back his shoulders even more as I continued to laugh. You should feel that way. For as long as I am by your side, you'll always be okay, Miss Hibari. I'll always be okay. As soon as I heard those words, everything that's been weighing on my mind suddenly disappeared. I dare say you've been under more stress than you think. What with the sudden change in your surroundings, living with the suitors, and not knowing the master's intentions, it's only natural to feel exhausted. You have done your best. Kasuga's kind words made me feel a little like crying, even if I didn't intend it. Oh, stop it. And yet, whenever I ask for your help, you pretend like you have no clue, and you always take their side. I cannot coddle you too much. That is foundational to raising a fine young woman. However, I shall coddle you when you are exhausted, even if you do not want me to. This is my philosophy. Have I not been doing so since you were little? That was when I was a kid. Ugh, I'm not a baby anymore. Oh dear. So you've outgrown me taking care of you then? I wouldn't say that. Hibari's like, cuddle me, please. What am I going to do with you? Kasuga chuckled a little awkwardly, then gently patted my hand. I'll always be okay. Kasuga had said that confidently to me when I was drowning in anxiety. I had faith in his words, because he was my closest ally, the person who knew me better than anyone else. From the day we met till now, I was sure that would never change. That's why I knew I'd be okay. Oh my gosh, be quiet! I reprimanded the boys for being so noisy as soon as I walked into the living room. For goodness sake, how can you all be so rowdy? Now she's in mom mode. Then she's like, I crossed my arms in dismay and they all looked at me with their mouths agape. And then... Hibari, you feeling better? I'm so glad. I was really worried. Did something happen? He's like, you're not you and you're not scolding us. I tried to avoid Naruto, who started jumping all over me, and I answered as vaguely as I could. Girls are very complex. Complex? Oh, so that's what it was. You should have said something sooner. I heard the second day's the worst. How you holding up? The second day? Oh, you can guess what kind of day. You're not the one for subtlety, are you, Taga? But you know, Hibari, you could have told me in private. I'll get you some ginger tea to warm you up. Shion is like, honorary woman. Just like, I know all about this girl. To warm me up? No need to be shy. It's one of life's glorious feminine mysteries. You know what would ease the pain? Letting me sleep beside you. Go away. Feminine? Pain? Oh, come on. What are you guys talking about? Tell me. And Naito probably has not had any sex education, like, at all. Or if he did, it just went over his head. Just went whoosh. It's her time of the month. Hold on, you've got the wrong idea. Flustered, I looked over at Kasuga. He nodded slightly and I took a step forward. Gentlemen, please refrain from such an insensitive discussion. If you wish to continue, then please be more appropriate. Kasuga smiled cheerfully at them, which stopped all of them in their tracks. Miss Hibari is a pure-hearted young woman. Please take the utmost care in how you speak to her. Do I make myself clear? Yeah, let's not talk about the flows. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's certainly a sensitive subject. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I'm just not even sure what he's sorry for. What? Is this really something to get worked up about? I was just concerned about her physical health. Shion's right. Kasuga, bro, you gotta tone down the overprotectiveness. Kasuga's smile grew wider as Shion and Taiga frowned. It's only natural considering I am Miss Hibari's personal butler. Anything else, gentlemen? Whatever. I smiled to myself, seeing Kasuga take all 4 suitors down a peg. Satisfied with what he did, I briskly turned away from them. You're all so troublesome. I've had enough. Let's go, Kasuga. Yes, Miss Hibari. She left. Guys, what's wrong with Hibari? No, Naota, like... Bro, ain't it obvious? She... Careful, Taiga. I'll tell Jeeves on you. He gave him a nickname. Shion. Yeah, geez. I wonder what's wrong. Are we just gonna... They're just gonna keep Naota in the dark? Well... Naota's gonna need some, like, conversations for, like, the wedding night. He's like, what? I'm gonna do what? With what? Huh? Alright, well, that's been cleared. That was a short chapter. Figured it's, like, the little box. Probably shorter stories. Okay, so next chapter, we'll include this one in here. Tsumugi's Appraisal. Tsumugi visits to judge my suitors for herself. To do that, she decides to... Okay. Play this event. And the moment the barbecue actually began, a dog burst in. Naota just had to go and chase after it. Alright. The day after the barbecue. Ichi had tried to jump in front of the dog and got run over. Taiga kicked the grill, sending hot coals flying everywhere. Shion stood around doing nothing at all. It was a disaster of a day, an utter disaster. There can't possibly be a shred of sanity between them. I mean, like, when you put it that way, like, come on, how about you just run off with the butler? I don't know, elope. I let out a sigh, having finally concluded the harrowing tale of the great barbecue debacle. Personally, I'm glad to hear that no one was hurt. Oh, and by the way, so you're on a first-name basis with them now. Oh, when did that happen? How? Who initiated it? Every good romance needs these juicy events. Tsumugi's just looking at Hibari's life like an otome game. The sudden glint in Tsumugi's eye made me shiver. No, that's not what you think at all. I didn't want to, but the 4 of them insisted and I... Flashback. Then Mitsumori had to clean the yard while Yagami and Isurugi focused on the soot stains and Mayuzumi took a break. Poor Kasuga must have been so busy. I'll admit the man can be a tyrant when he wants to be. But forget that. Why you have to be so formal? Yeah, after what we've been through together, I said the 2 of us are way closer. I think our love's deepened enough to call each other by our first names. There is no love between us, so it can't grow deeper. I've no desire to act familiar with you. You look so cute when you're blushing. I'd love it if you call me by my name, Hibari. Go on, say Shion. It's quite simple. Yeah, I guess like Mayuzumi is like a very long last name. Ah, no fair. No fair, Shion. I want Hibari to call me by my first name too. I never agreed to call any of you by your first names, and I see no need to start doing so. The way things are now work perfectly well. You want to keep an arm's distance. Come on, don't be that way. We all bonded over a barbecue, right? I wouldn't deign to call that disaster a barbecue. If you call me by my first name, Hibari, I'll come flying right to you, even if I'm on the other side of the world. Come on, there's no need to be shy about it. Okay, sheesh. I finally caved, trying to squirm away from Mitsumori, who oh so casually leaned into my personal space. I had to admit their persistence impressed me. Not positively, of course. Reluctantly, I turned to face Mitsumori. He suddenly shifted to try and show off his best angle, which irked me, but I ignored that for the moment. Ichiya. Ah, your voice graces my name with a sweet ring. It's as if we were newlyweds already. I pretended not to see his cheesy wink. Next, I turned to face Mayuzumi, who was already smiling beautifully. Shion. Yes. It's a lovely and novel feeling to hear you call me by my first name, Hibari. Feel free to say it as often as you like. I imagine it would be less often than he'd like. Next, I turned to Isurugi, who was smirking. He just wants to see us struggle. Taiga. Come on, go all the way, babe. And call me Tai. Just like to have something like funny, like a Teister or something. Not on your life. Cutesy names were out of the question. There was a line. Finally, I turned to Yagame. He stared intently, quivering ever so slightly like a border collie that knew it was about to get a treat. Nayuta. Given Nayuta's childish mannerisms and boundless energy, I felt like I was naming a pet rather than a person. Yagami, true to form, didn't notice my hesitation. He was too busy staring rapturously at the ceiling. Hibari called me by my first name. Woohoo! Mom, Dad, thank you for giving me life. His overblown reaction didn't help me feel any less embarrassed about the whole name fiasco. Where are his parents? Who left him to his own devices? All I could do was sit there, stewing in embarrassment and frustration while they all crowed with joy. So basically, they forced my hand, like always. All four of them ganged up on me. I had no choice. I made no effort to hide my annoyance, but Tsumugi looked as pleased as a cat with a freshly caught mouse. Oh, wonderful! You've cleared the first stage of a proper romance. It may be about time then. Time for what? To appraise your suitors, of course. Romance stage 2 is choosing which suitor would make an appropriate match. And I should hope you don't expect me to take the back seat because I won't. Oh god. Tsumugi, get your breath under control. A back seat to what? As the one person everyone acknowledges as your best friend, I'll do you the favor of judging your suitors, as a proper in-law should. Accordingly, I'll visit you this weekend, okay? Tsumugi in the same room as them. A part of me recognized that this was probably a bad idea, but as Tsumugi invited herself to visit over the weekend, I just quietly nodded along. Tsumugi will be here any minute. Kasuga, is the tea prepared? Yes, miss. I have already set out Miss Kano's preferred blend. She has like more care for her. It's also like best friend. You like keep it cool, girl. Like, you don't have to panic. She'll still like you even if the tea's not ready this minute. Make certain that there's an extra chair for her. Oh, and set out a pair of slippers too. And then I finished doling out instructions and sighed and turned to the 4 men lounging on the couches. As for you lot. What, us? Who else would I be talking to? My friend is coming for a visit. Make absolutely certain you do nothing, and I mean nothing weird to her. Weird? Weird how? Oh, that's right. I was gonna show Tsumugi a book I found. I'd best go get it right away. Turning my back on them, I went back to preparing for Tsumugi's arrival. I was putting a few more things in order in my rooms when I paused, struck by the sudden sense of unease. Was it really wise to allow Tsumugi to meet the 4 of them? There's no telling what that pack would do, and Tsumugi had far more intense personality than one would guess from simply looking at her. This wasn't a bad idea, was it? Are there gonna be inspiration for dojins? No, it was too late to think about it now. Tsumugi was already on her way over. And besides, I was honestly overjoyed that she was coming for a visit. There was little better way to spend a weekend than sipping tea and chatting while nibbling on sweets. I had to make sure everything was perfect. I had to, even though it was utterly unlikely the day would segue into a nice, uneventful weekend. Hibari's so excited. She's been puttering about since first thing this morning. For girls her age, gossiping with a friend is a favored pastime. She's probably happy that she'll get to spend the whole day chatting. Wow, all day? There's actually a person out there who Hibari would be happy to talk for hours and hours? I wonder what she's like. Yeah, but doesn't she see this chick at school every day? Why all the fuss over her coming here? The bustle is simply a sign of how precious a friend Miss Kano is to her. Normally, Miss Hibari avoids interpersonal contact, but she gladly spends private time with Miss Kano. That's how close the 2 of them are. A pal the lady thinks that highly of, eh? Now I'm curious. If she's important to Hibari, then she's doubly important to me. We'll have to make sure that she feels welcome and comfortable here. These guys don't do anything weird. I'm gonna do my best to make her feel welcome too. I'll pour her drinks, get her snacks, massage her shoulders, even set out blankets for a midday nap. Nayuta, don't go overboard and frighten the poor lady. I'll do my personal best to assist as well. Do you think she'd like a conversation partner? Provided you have the luxury of choice. What do you mean? Gentlemen, consider this a warning. Underestimate Miss Kano at your peril. Take her lightly and she'll chew you up. I think she's like a man-eater. It's like our sweet innocent Tsumugi. I just finished putting the last few things in order when my phone vibrated in my pocket. I will arrive shortly. I'm very much looking forward to meeting everyone. For some reason, I could see Tsumugi grinning as she typed the message I was reading. No, it would be fine. I ignored my growing unease and went to meet her at the door. Good day, Madam Hibari. As Tsumugi stepped out of a modest limousine, I couldn't help but grimace. She was not wearing her usual school attire. Oh no. She was in something entirely different. Wait, what is she wearing? Oh. Oh! Oh wow, is that oh, got a parasol and everything. That was very... Oh yeah, it's Gothic Lolita. with extra lace. Kind of the arms are kind of weird. I feel like something you tie up your boots or like a corset, but for your arms. Oh yeah, I did like the gothic Lolita style when I was like younger. I never like wore it. It's like so expensive because like way back then there's like no way you could even like get the outfits unless you like knew how to sew. And now like now I'm older, I'm not like confident I could like rock this look. Yeah, Tsumugi, you even have like blue lipstick. You're just like all the way goth. A lavishly designed and exceptional frilly black gothic Lolita dress, complete with a black lace parasol. I should have expected as much. Indeed, I am at heart a gothic Lolita after all. Isn't her family like flower arrangers? Like not what you expect for the heiress to like a flower arranging family. Not a lot of colors, just black. Very, very contrasting. Tsumugi smiled innocently and twirled her parasol. Now I presume the gentlemen of the hour are inside? Yes. They ought to be waiting in the living room. Oh, I gotta drink some water. Voice is getting torn up. Oh ho 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 ho. I can hardly contain myself. Her cute smile sharpened ever so slightly. I just noticed her earrings are like spiders. Like, girl, you're just like ready for Halloween. Not that I was about to give voice to my observation. Fighting back my ballooning dread, I slowly opened the door to the foyer. Welcome, Miss Kano. It's lovely to see you. Kasuga, I'm terribly sorry for the intrusion. Tsumugi politely greeted Kasuga and then turned to the four men, her shark-like smile still in place. It's a pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. I am Tsumugi Kano. I hope you'll do me the honor of remembering me. Taiga Itsurugi. That's, some outfit you got on there. It's like, it's very, very... poppy. It's a very... It's like, it's beautiful, but it's like, not what you expect to see out in the wild. Like, super frilly, like, Victorian-esque. It seems like, not of this era. Why, thank you. What a lovely compliment. I'm Nayata Yagami, and, you look like a princess. Oh, thank you. You're an interesting person, Yagami. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Tsumugi. My name is Ichiya Mitsumori. That dress suits you as if it was made for you alone. I'm sure it's honor to be worn by someone as lovely as you. I'd expect no less of Hibari's closest friend. Okay, well, good job, Ichiya, keeping it together. Thank you. It must have been time-consuming to go to the bookstore and fish those compliments from manga. Wow, okay. I mean, at least he was able to string some words together instead of just, like, stuttering. Hello, Tsumugi. I'm Shion Mayuzumi. I must say, your gothic Lolita dress is quite elaborately designed. Particularly about the décolletage. The little, like, frilly, like, area on the chest. On, like, the neckline. Oh my, you're familiar with goth lolly styles? There's so many. There are quite a few passionate fans of the fashion in France. Indeed, I heard many Lolita styles, besides the Gothic, are popular. Yes, there's so many styles. Gothic Lolita, Sweet Lolita, Classic Lolita. The charms of Lolita fashion are endless, simply endless. Oh gosh, she's gonna start gushing. But as for me, I have the weakness for the exquisite balance of naughty and nice that defies the Gothic style and elevates it above any other Lolita. Tsumugi, I think that's enough for now. Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I got carried away. Tsumugi coyly put her hand over her mouth and giggled. It's a very expensive hobby, but she looks cute. Well then, ladies, if you would please have a seat. We've fragrant tea and delicious sweets. So what say we have ourselves a lovely tea party? He punctuated his offer with his trademark wink. Of course, I sighed in exasperation and stole a quick glance at Tsumugi beside me. She wore her irritation on her face. I was surprised that she didn't exclaim about how terrible Ichiya sounded. Tsumugi was born into a bloodline of master flower arrangers. She is the family's sole heir. I finally gave Tsumugi her overdue proper introduction as we sat on the sofa. She smiled and shook her head. Being a sole heir sounds impressive and dramatic, but truthfully, my life is filled with unexciting duties. Poor Tsumugi. And I just faded for a job that she probably doesn't like, but just duty bound to. She much rather prance around in her gothic Lolita and write her doujins, her fan fiction. Still, it means that one day you'll be headmistress of the family, right? The Kano school of Ikebana is famous in the world of flower arranging, I hear. Wait, she's world famous? Wow, Tsumugi, I didn't know you were that amazing. I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with that sphere. No surprise. She's friends with someone like you, babe. I had the privilege of seeing a Kano school Ikebana exhibit in Paris. The flower's vibrancy was unreal. My, what a wonderful compliment. If you've interest in flowers, I'd be honored if you'd view our exhibits again. Tsumugi smiled elegantly, and Shion returned it with a politely beautiful smile of his own. I could expect no less of the gentleman who proposed in such a splashy fashion. All of you have such unique personalities. Huh? What, didn't you notice? Tsumugi was standing right next to Hibari that day. Why you guys are that blind? I mean, I guess she's all dressed up, but I mean, it's not like she's covering her face. She's not the makeup isn't thick. It's just blue lipstick. They just had eyes for Hibari. Really? And here I thought it was the first we met. I must have been more enraptured than I thought by the glitter of Hibari's eye. Wow, I didn't notice you there at all. Boy, I'm sorry. Now I'm all embarrassed. Oops, sorry. Was kind of preoccupied at the time. Oh, I'm not surprised, not with how many people had gathered there. I'm glad I had the chance to watch such a spectacle. It livened up my day. Your friend's discomfort. And also, I mean, being approached by that many guys is kind of scary. I've since heard so much about you all, and all about the friction you generate. Don't call it friction. And about the unique and often inexplicable things you've all done and more. Why you gotta phrase it like that, girl? I've been ever so excited for the opportunity to meet all of you in person. Secure in Tsumugi's sincere smile, Nayata leaned forward, fidgeting with a barely restrained curiosity. Did she maybe tell you about me? What kind of stuff she did and, say? Surely she mentioned me, right? About how delicious my cooking is, and how I greet her with care every morning. Did she happen to say how she feels about me? Both men were extremely interested and not even trying to hide it. Tsumugi gave them a conspiratorial smile. Oh, you can bet your names came up once or twice. Yes. Tsumugi! Panicking, I tried to stop her, but she ignored me. She's gonna spill the tea. I've heard so much about the two of you as well. Mr. Itsurugi and Mr. Mayuzumi. Tsumugi, no! Yeah, and it was nothing but complaints, right? About how loud we are and how annoying. She lets us know that herself every day. But it's true. I glared over at Taiga, which he pointedly ignored. Shion spoke up next. He was clearly enjoying himself. Well, now that you met us in person, how do we compare to the stories you've heard? What, if anything, is different? An excellent question. Tsumugi's tone was pensive. She folded her hands in her lap with a very deliberate movement. Before I answer, might I ask you gentlemen a question of my own first? What was your first impression of her? And now that you lived with her, how has that impression changed? I'm highly curious about what you think. Tsumugi, I really think we... Is there a problem? The chill in Tsumugi's smile stopped me in my tracks. I quietly retracted my statement. She's in full-on, insufferable busybody-in-law mode. Satisfied, she nodded and turned back to the boys. If I can ask you that first, Mr. Mitsumori. Ha! To think I'd get to be the first up at the plate. Sure thing, I'm always happy to talk about her. Now where do I begin? Ichia stroked his chin and struck a pose. My first impression was that she was cool and an aloof beauty, an ice queen. That's still what I think, honestly. She is perfection incarnate. She's a precious princess, an irreplaceable treasure, and she was born to be my bride, I'm sure of it. Oh, how prideful. My, for all the words that came out of your mouth, I'm shocked at how very useless they were. There wasn't a single point of value in that whole spiel. Huh? Wait, but I... Next, Mr. Itsurugi? When Tsumugi looked over at Taiga, he made an exaggerated show of rolling his eyes. Ugh, I thought she was a stuck-up rich girl. Now that we've talked, I see I was wrong. She's worse than that. Ugh, I can't believe him. Oh, Mr. Itsurugi, you've so much yet to learn. Her attitude is one of her cutest attributes. You'll miss out on so much if you don't pay closer attention. Wait, miss out? And what of you, Mr. Mayuzumi? Shion smiled and tilted his head, thinking. I thought she was an adorable girl, and that perhaps she might require my company. I still think she's quite adorable, even more so than when we first met. I know for certain that if I had her, she'd be a perfect complement to my beauty. Okay, how superficial. Tsumugi grimaced, momentarily shocked into silence by Shion's bold proclamation. Even she's like weirded out. After a moment, she said, I agree with you on the cute part, and that's it. Oh, last up is me, right? Naito raised his hand, wiggling in his seat. Tsumugi simply nodded at him. My first impression of Hibari was that she was super beautiful and pretty and sparkly and stuff. I hope she scolded me lots and grabbed me under her heel. No, you're gonna give her dojin fodder. Grind you under her. But she doesn't scold me nearly as much as I hoped she would. I bet she's still shy, though. I'm ready to squirm under her heel at a moment's notice. I see you're quite unhinged. You're one to talk, Tsumugi. Having heard all four answers, Tsumugi crossed her arms and hummed in thought. Gentlemen, your impressions are shockingly superficial. You've barely begun to even scratch the surface. All four men dropped their gaze. Some even had the grace to look abashed. None of them said a word. However, I'm well aware of just how difficult it is to truly understand her. You wouldn't believe the effort it took for me to actually befriend her. Difficult to understand. Oh, mean, and how you're actually a shy, sensitive, and terribly adorable person under all your layers. Well, what is that supposed to mean? There, see? Oh, like that. Oh, be still, my heart. Tsumugi. Oh. Hey, guys. Is it just me, or is the lady acting real different? She's not nearly as frosty as usual. I noticed it too. She's even a bit different than when she's with that butler of hers. You put on a different face for different folks. Sometimes you're kooky, sometimes you're polite. got like your work mode. You're right. I can see her beauty radiating even more strongly than before. Not that I mind when she's all frosty and mean, but this is nice too. Really nice. Now we know how she is when she's all blushy and stuff. Blushy? The four of them muttered amongst themselves, then Ichiya and Nayata, their eyes gleaming, sidled up to Tsumugi, who was still smiling pleasantly. Excuse me? Hi. Hi. I want to see more blushy stuff from Hibari. What do I have to do to get her to act like this more often? Could you teach me, please? Yes, I'd love to know the techniques you use, too. What stratagem should I employ to win her heart? I wouldn't mind hearing about it either. I suppose it might prove useful at some point. My. However shall I respond to these pleas? Tsumugi made a dramatic show of sounding uncertain, then turned to me, a bright smile on her face. Don't you dare. Oh, whoops. Okay, she just laughed. Oh, I just imagine like a villainous laugh or something. Oh, Tsumugi! She has that down pat. If that's your go-to laugh. I shot down a glare at Tsumugi, which she ignored. Seeing that, even Taiga decided to get on the act. He leaned forward, a smirk on his face. So we're talking about the lady's weak points, eh? I might be interested in that. Tsumugi's grin only grew deeper. Oh, she's gonna spill the tea. Oh, decisions. I speak from experience when I say that it could take years, decades even, to capture her heart without an aid of advice. I might be convinced to part with some suggestions. The four men grinned at each other like fools, only for Tsumugi to promptly dash their hopes. But only if you beat me in a little game first. A game? I stared at her in shock. Taiga's grin widened. He's like, I'm gonna play some poker? I'm great at gambling, sure. So you want to make a bet, huh? Interesting. Count me in. You can include me too, of course. Don't worry, Hibari. I'll soon win the key to the lock that has shuttered your heart. I suppose I might participate as well. I'm quite curious to learn more about you, Hibari. Oh, I want to play too. What kind of game is it gonna be? Tennis? Soccer? Basketball? Fetch? I'll play anything. I don't think Tsumugi is gonna be playing basketball with her Gothic Lolita outfit. It looks a little hard to move in. Let's begin with a few simple card games. Would you care to join us, Hibari? Uh-oh. Well, Taiga's like the gambling addict, but who's to say he's actually good at it? I mean, apparently he's in debt because of it. Tsumugi's smile was the picture of innocence. I sighed and shook my head. No, thank you. Come on, babe. Quit being so chicken. Maybe you should, like, play just to... Like, if you win, then, like, Tsumugi would not be able to tell your secrets either. That's what we're betting, right? Like, tidbits of Hibari lore. Taiga's needling didn't bother me. They're all about to learn a hard lesson about Tsumugi. I declined for a reason, a very good reason. Well then, why don't you warm up with a round or two of Old Maid? Does everyone have their cards? Everyone nodded. And so the card game battle began. I only have 2 cards left. I got this round in the bag. Ichiya, it only makes you look more pathetic when you lose after boasting like that. I only have 2 cards left too, you know. Ha! The both of you had better watch it. In the brutal world of Old Maid, the cockiest dudes are the first to lose their shirts. Are we betting shirts? I'm gonna try to win too. At this point, Tsumugi held 15 cards. Anyone would presume she was losing. But I knew better. I could see her little smirk growing as she watched the 4 men bicker amongst themselves. Why isn't this over? I'd like to get back to my life sometime soon, thanks. It's like you're playing Monopoly or something. Oh, jeez. I can't hold all these cards. It'll take hours of Old Maid. There, it seems like I win this first round of Old Maid. Tsumugi smiled and played her last card. I could almost see the question marks orbiting the men's heads. How did she do it? They had every right to be confused. They hadn't even considered her a threat, but then she burst ahead and ran to the front of the pack. I know, 15 cards. They had like a fairly big lead on her. She discarded her cards one after another, and before they knew it, she had declared her victory. Like Uno. I think it's the major upsets in Uno as well. The reality of their loss was sinking in very slowly. You're kidding me. What just happened? When did I get so many cards? Look at the intense music for just like a card game. I can only sigh at their confusion. This is why I declined to play. It was inevitable. Tsumugi was insanely good at playing cards. Not only that, she loved nothing more than to utterly crush her opponents. I know how good she is, so when she offered to tell them about me if they won, I wasn't too concerned. There. Have you had enough? Let's clean this up and... No. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think I might have to get serious. Yeah, you and me both, Taiga. Success comes to those who persevere. I won't give up. I'll keep trying until I surpass you, Tsumugi. Indeed. This doesn't seem the right time to end this. I'm not gonna lose again. Idiots. Seeing all 4 of them raring to go, Tsumugi smiled and gave them a little nod. Of course. I'll gladly play as many times as you would like. And so they challenged her again and again and again. Slam, buff, Napoleon, sevens, concentration. This can't be right. I never come across anyone this good, not even in Vegas. He dies. Taiga slumped in defeat. He couldn't even touch Tsumugi at poker and blackjack. His two best games. Wow, they even play more. Played like more than just Old Maid. Now, what should we play next? Or has everyone had enough for now? Well then, I think my advice will stay a secret for the time being. How unfortunate. However, I'm not entirely evil. As a sign of respect for your determination, I'll give you a hint about how to earn a sliver of our friendship. Tsumugi leaned forward, and the others quickly followed suit. Do not lie. Do not put on airs. Be your true and honest self around her. If you can't do that, then you'll never earn her heart, ever. And yeah, then like the relationship will be built on a lie. So like, even if you do win her, eventually it'll slip. Like, it won't be your true self. All four of them gulped at the cold finality in Tsumugi's voice. I pray from the bottom of my heart that romance will bloom. I honestly do. So I don't consider any of you my enemy. However, on the off chance that you should happen to hurt her, well, I needn't say what will happen to you, do I? What is she gonna do? Use her powerful family of flower arrangers to arrange them, I guess. Arrange their death, I would say. Oh god, she was scaring me. Tsumugi smiled sweetly. The four men were too paralyzed by fear to even blink. So exaggerated. Oh my, would you look at the time? I'm afraid I must take my leave. Already? Aren't you gonna stay for dinner? Tsumugi stood shaking her head sadly. I'd love to if I could, but just between the two of us, I'm afraid there's some drama incoming. Wait, what? Yeah, I think it's wiser to leave it at that. Probably. Let me walk you out to your car then. No, that's alright. I can manage to find my way instead. She leaned in closer to whisper in my ear. I think I might have rattled them a little too much. Could you perhaps soothe them a bit? You may even plant the seeds of a new romance if you do so. Tsumugi! Oh, I must be on my way then. Have a lovely day, everyone. Tsumugi gave a polite wave and left the room. Kasuga silently followed in her wake. She's just there, like, watching the card game the whole time. This is the butler. Also, her car. Oh, is it like chauffeur just like waiting out there the whole time as well? Ugh. Got thrashed, you guys. Oh, like a revving up car. There it goes. Alright, anyway. The moment she was out of the room, all four of the men heaved a sigh and slumped down to their seats. Damn, babe. You've got some incredible friends. Taiga's like, can I take her to Vegas? Like, maybe she could win a lot of money. Yeah, she seemed like she was, I don't know, invincible. Don't tell me all the high school girls are like that these days. Tsumugi was such an interesting girl. Listening to them talk amongst themselves about their impressions made me appreciate Tsumugi's strength. No matter how hard I tried, how hard I rebuffed them, it barely seemed to make a dent on those four. But it was clear she had thoroughly exhausted them. They ain't lying when they say you gotta respect Kyoto women. I mean, she's from Kyoto, right? What's she doing up here in Tokyo? She has business she can only do in Tokyo. So she moved up here for school starting in middle school. She goes back home to help over the long holidays, though. Not that I will ever tell them that her business was cosplaying and otaku hobbies. Okay. She's like, begged her parents to please let her move to Tokyo for her hobbies. I guess, like, once high school is over, she won't be able to have fun as much. Aha, gotcha. And here I figured she's some sheltered chick like you, babe. Seems she's got her head screwed on good and straight. What's that supposed to mean? I glared daggers in his direction, but as usual, they just seemed to bounce off him. Man, that takes me back, you know. I started living on my own in high school. Not that I got a job, mind you. What? From high school? Why ever for? Oh gosh, did you run away from home? Taiga burst out laughing. Hey, what's so funny? Ugh, man. Now my gut hurts. How the hell could I run away from home, babe? I don't have any parents. Oh no. Oh, well, maybe they have that in common. They're orphans, sadly. I was dumped in front of an orphanage soon after I was born. At least that's what I was told. That place is the only home I ever had. Okay, now it's kind of weird that he is... Now that that's his backstory. It's kind of weird that he's up for the running. For Hibari's hand? It's like, it seems like before grandfather was making matches with like high prestigious families, but no, not this time. And just like picking people off the street. Funny guys. I was shocked speechless at how nonchalantly Taiga recounted his abandonment. How in the world could he be so calm about something like that? He's come to terms with it. Like, he's come to terms with it a while ago. Being abandoned by one's own parents is no easy thing to accept, and yet he spoke about it so easily. Not sure what to say, I look around at the other three hoping for some assistance. But they looked back at me blankly as if this wasn't news to them at all. What are you so shocked for, huh? You said you did a background check on us. It was like likes and dislikes. It was very basic. Yes, but yours didn't say anything about that. Is it true? All the reports said that he was of unknown origin. I had no clue what that actually meant. Duh, why wouldn't it be? It's not like it's some taboo or anything. I'm not trying to hide it either. Hell, the orphanage I grew up in was pretty cool. He smiled at me, and it didn't look fake in the least. I didn't know what to say. But living on your own can be real expensive. My monthly maintenance bills are so high. Maintenance bills? I never got billed for anything like that when I was living on my own. At least not regularly. Wait, what? Like the power and water and stuff like that. I've never received such bills either. In fact, the friend who allowed me to use his home even had a home theater and a boutique installed for me. Wait, what? A home? You just go shopping around in your home? That's no regular home. These guys are... Taiga's more realistic. He's like more based in reality. Like these other guys, like they have not lived in the real world. Oh, but so many homes have such amenities. It's fairly common. Hibari, are you tired? Shion, what galaxy do you live in? Even Hibari's like, I'm a rich girl, and that is not the case. Shion looked at me after noticing I hadn't said a word. I shook my head. A heavy lump had developed in my chest, and I wasn't sure what it was. Apparently there was still a lot about these men I didn't know. I gotta learn them. I gotta learn their backstories, their lore. The vast lore. Oh, meanwhile, outside. Today was very entertaining. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you're satisfied with your visit. Well, do you think I did enough to keep things in check for a little while? Yes, without a doubt. Miss Hibari is blessed with extraordinary friends. Well, I am her best friend after all. I'll gladly do anything in my power to help her. As I'm sure you would too, right, Kasuga? What are you plotting? Imagine they're like plotting. Plotting to... I don't know if they're trying to push us together or like keep us apart while still kind of like towing the line as like this is orders. What's the secret? Of course, miss. I'm glad to hear that, Kasuga. Well then, I must be on my way. Have a lovely day. And all she did was play card games. She got to know them a little better, their personalities. Okay, oh. Welcome to the level 1 board selection. Each suitor has their own barricade board, from level 1 to level 3. Here you can decide which level 1 board you want to play through first. All 4 suitors must have their level 1 boards cleared, regardless of which gentleman you eventually decide to court. The board you choose here won't affect the game's ending. Okay, yeah, they gotta like reiterate that. Like, okay, this is not the final choice. And I think scrolling through the common route guide, doesn't really matter which one you choose first. Like, you will eventually have to do all the level 1 boards, and then at the very end it says like you make your choice. So you can pick and choose. The guide does have like a certain order it likes to go through. I think it's like Naoto, Shio, and Taiga, and Ichiya last. And then that's how their like main routes go as well. They go in that same order. I guess like usually in like a lot of the routes, like more routes are more spoilery than others, and like just choosing one route might spoil you on a secret for like that might be more vague in another route. And you're just supposed to build on that information. Okay. Do I get to choose? Okay, select level 1 board to unlock. So yeah, the guide says pick Nayata's first when prompted, but we will eventually do all the boards. All right, cleared. All right, we got a new board. Nayata 1. Then we have to do 2 and 3 after that. Individual barricade boards have been unlocked. Each individual board contains events specific to a certain suitor. The goal of each board is to clear the events until you reach this large icon, the board's key event. The choices you made up to the key event have a significant impact on how the story will proceed. Remember, words and actions have consequences. Okay. I feel like so far, like maybe our choices haven't mattered as much. But I guess like here they do. They do matter. The final event unlocks the board once the key event is complete. Finish the climax to clear that suitor's board for that particular level. Fully cleared boards are deleted. There's no going back unless you do a new game. Alright, so we got Nayuta's puppy dog whoops. Let's see, I think you can still go back to the common board. Yeah, I think the guide... Yeah, you can like flip back and forth, but I mean to get to this event, you have to clear at least one suitor's level 1 board. Yeah, so yeah, to even proceed any further, you have to complete this fully. But I think the guide says still like you just go to this event next. Let's see, do we have any messages? Nope, still one from Tsumugi. All right. No, when I met Tsumugi. I feel like we've done this, but I was like, when I met Kasuga. Looks like we're gonna have like another background chapter after hanging out with Tsumugi all day. We'll get to learn her backstory. Alright, we'll have to do this in the next episode, though. My voice needs a little break. It's like after days of like voicing Taiga. Voice is starting to get worn out. Need a few days of rest. Usually it's fine after like a day, as long as I don't like severely stress it out. Alrighty, so let's save. We'll probably, I'm guessing the Tsumugi one will probably be short, and then we can launch into Nayata's board, his little story. I'm guessing it kind of ramps up. There's probably nothing too romantic in the common route. Probably have to get further into the game before we start getting like super romantic. Save over here. Alright, Tsumugi's appraisal cleared. Alrighty. Well, hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.